Our commemoration today of the first anniversary of the joint trilateral declaration is not just a symbolic celebration. It is a renewal of a promise at three levels, which I will decline in three P's. P for people, P for partnership, and P for peace. A genuine commitment to people, a concrete building of partnership, and an active engagement for peace. The first P is for people. The signing last year of the joint trilateral declaration before His Majesty King Mohammed VI was a trigger in bringing our nations even closer. It is also a trigger for strengthening the long-standing bonds that have existed between our people. We are celebrating not only a mere diplomatic event, we are celebrating a shared past, present, and future. With the United States, we are talking about a relation that is as old as the United States itself. With the Jewish community, we are talking about a component of the centuries-old Moroccan identity. In His Majesty's vision, the people are the raison d'être and the purpose of the political action. As such, people are at the heart of the joint declaration. For this declaration to be meaningful, people should remain at the very beginning and at the receiving end of our partnership. We could consider that we have succeeded when the 1 million Israelis of Moroccan origins can renew with their heritage and visit the land where their ancestors have lived in peace and harmony under the protection of the Moroccan monarchs. We could consider that we have succeeded when tourists can travel freely and easily to discover the enormous cultural potentials of our respective countries. We could consider that we have succeeded when youth can exchange among each other and business can explore new opportunities. The second P is for partnership. The Trilateral Declaration confirms and amplifies the vast potential for cooperation, not only between the three countries, but also by moving forward trilateral partnerships open to other countries and regions. As His Majesty King Mohammed VI said, and quote, "Action brings credibility to political endeavor and allow the achievement of the desired objective," end quote. In line with this royal vision, we are keen to have a partnership of action, one that is on the move, on a clear path for concrete and win-win cooperation. A partnership that touches all areas: health, education, security, economy, trade and investment, tourism, culture, agriculture, climate change, and sustainable development. So far, Morocco implemented the commitments made in the declaration. Diplomatic missions are up and running, agreements have been signed, official visits have been exchanged, and sectoral cooperation is on the right track. I know, Yair, there is something missing, and my promise is there. I hope to visit very soon and meet you in person directly and shake hands again as we have done in Rabat. It is indeed our strong belief that the sea, be it the Mediterranean or the Atlantic Ocean, no longer separates our countries. It now connects them and turned into an ocean of opportunities. Dear friends, the third P is for peace. The Trilateral Declaration is foremost a message of peace and the commitment to advance it. And it is precisely how His Majesty King Mohammed VI envisioned it. By asserting the recognition of Morocco's sovereignty over its Sahara, as well as by reactivating the relation with the State of Israel, the joint declaration carries a very high message of peace. We highly value the wise decision of the United States to recognize autonomy and the Moroccan sovereignty as a realistic, viable political solution under the auspices of the UN of the long-standing regional disputes over the Moroccan Sahara. On the other hand, and from day one, His Majesty King Mohammed VI foresaw the reactivation of the relation with Israel as a contribution to peace in the Middle East. In that sense, the Joint Trilateral Declaration is a valuable tool that can help more forward the case of peace in the region, improve security, and unlock new opportunities for all. Morocco, as a historic bridge builder and credible actor of peace and stability, is firmly committed to help achieving a lasting peace in this region. Under the guidance of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, the Kingdom will continue its endeavor in supporting a just, lasting, and equitable peace based on the two-state solution, the State of Israel and an independent Palestinian state within the borders of 67, living side by side in security and peace. Moreover, and as Chairman of Al-Quds Committee, His Majesty is calling for the preservation of the unique character of Al-Quds al-Sharif and its spiritual significance and special vocation as a city of peace. This is the meaning of the appeal by His Majesty King Mohammed VI and His Holiness Pope Francis regarding Jerusalem, Al-Quds. Dear friends, if there is one thing this year has taught us, is that peace is always worth working for. Together, we form a protective wall, shielding our common interests and values. We are pleased with the first achievements of our joint endeavor. However, we remain humble and clear-sighted too. We know that we will secure our collective successes the day we no longer have to defend it, the day the business community takes ownership of it, the day the people, and young people in particular, take over in natural and spontaneous exchange. For all these reasons, Morocco is fully recommitting itself to a future we can shape together. As I mentioned several times, sky is the limit for our partnership. In the vision of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, together, with the strength of our joint trilateral declaration, we can further push this win-win trilateral relation to the well-being and prosperity of our people and our nations.
ما تنسوش تابوناو في لاشين يوتيوب وتفعلوا الجرس باش يوصلكم الجديد. الأيام 24 عيونكم التي لا تنام.